Hi, I'm Arjun Partha and I'd like to welcome you to the Druid's Craft Holiday Special. And to those of you who practice Hinduism, I'd like to wish you a very happy Dasara. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own Papercraft Mysore Dasara Elephant. Now, the festival of Dasara celebrates the victory of good over evil. The festival of Dasara also marks the day when Lord Rama, the seventh incarnation of Vishnu, defeated the 10-headed monster Ravana. Now, the reason Dasara in Mysore is so popular is because very long ago, a goddess named Chamundeshwari slayed a buffalo-headed demon called Mahishasura who used to rule Mysore. This day was marked as Mysore Dasara and is celebrated as the victory of good over evil. A few of the sights one can see in Mysore during this time include the Gombe Habba or the doll festival, the palace being lit up, and of course the famous Jambu Savari or the elephant procession. To make your own Papercraft Mysore Dasara Elephant, you are going to need 2 sheets of 125 GSM cardstock in the color grey, 175 GSM printer paper, a cutter, some glue, and a color printer. It's just as simple as that. Now, to download the template for our elephant, we're going to go to Canon Creative Park and click the first link we see here. Then in the search bar here, we're just going to look up Papercraft Elephant, and then click the second result we see here. And this is what your final model should look like. And the template for the elephant can be downloaded by pressing this button over here. Now, one thing you may have noticed here is that the template comes in black and white. For that reason, we're going to print it out on our grey cardstock to give it a realistic color. Now, we are going to have to cut out the template for our elephant. Now, the first thing we're going to have to do after cutting out the edges of the template is cut out the red sections given here. These red sections include this part, these two tabs here, these two tabs on the bottom, this cut here, this cut here, this cut here, and this cut here. After cutting out the red lines on the template, we are going to have to assemble the head of our elephant. To do this, we're just going to take it and fold dotted lines like this. I've already creased it a few times before, so it's easier for me. But remember, it takes a lot of time to make sure that the cardstock is properly creased well. So just fold on the dotted lines you see here. Just like that. And remember, the key is not putting too much pressure. The key is slightly folding it, opening it again, and you just have to keep on doing that until you get smooth folds on each part. Just like that. And remember, after doing this, you have to unfold it so that you can finally just slot it together. Now, we're going to have to slot this part in this place. So just slowly, very slowly, press it inward. Remember, the tab is big and the slot is not that big, so it's a very efficient locking mechanism, though it may take some time to get the tab to go into the slot. So just slowly apply pressure till that goes in, and you would have slotted one part in like that. If you want, you can secure it with glue, but I recommend that until you're finished assembling it in rough, don't put the glue in yet, because if you make a mistake and want to remove it, it's going to be hard to do that. Remember, same for this side. Slowly, just slowly press it in and it will go just like that. Very simple. Now, this fold requires more attention because you're going to have to slot these two pieces together. So just very slowly fold the small piece in the back and then curl this part up and make sure it goes over that, and you would have locked it. Same for this. Fold this back, secure this under and fold it in, and then curve this part up and slot it in like that. And remember, when you're curving that part, don't fold on it, otherwise it won't look good. So remember, don't fold that part. Now you're gonna have to assemble the base of the head. So you're gonna slot this tab into this part and this tab into this part. Remember, always fold down the tabs, then fold down the slot from where your tabs are going in. Remember, just like the tabs we did on top, slowly, the key is not applying too much pressure, it's applying the right pressure over a long period of time so that the tabs go in smoothly in the slots. If you feel that pushing the tabs into the slot is not your thing, just try and pull it out the other end. This works well if you have tweezers, but if you're just planning on using your fingers, I recommend you just keep pushing it in to the tab like that. Like that. Just keep applying pressure. Then pull it in if you feel that's easier. And remember, if it's not going in that easily for you, you can just keep doing it again and again till it comes more naturally. There, like that, it went in very easily, no fuss at all. Now you're going to do the same for this side. Fold this part in and slowly insert the tab into the slot. So just keep applying pressure, and if you feel like you're on a dead end and even if you push it a lot it doesn't go in, pull it out and push it back in how many ever times you like. Remember, this is not about perfectionism, it's just about trial and error. There, like that. After it goes in, you just gotta press on the dotted lines a bit so that you give the head some shape, and then if you want you can apply some glue like I will now. Now we are going to assemble the body of our elephant. So the first thing we're going to have to do is slot these two tabs into these two slots here. This is very simple, so you just have to just think about where it goes like this. Then you can fold this part down and just slowly slot it in. Just like that. Then you're going to have to fold along these two parts. Again, I have pre-creased it already so that it's easier for me to fold, but if you have not pre-creased it, I recommend you do so before assembling it so that it's easier for you to do it in the end. Now we're going to have to slot this part into this part. Just like last time, we're going to fold this part down, let this part be straight, then we curve the body slightly, very slightly. Don't fold it there, otherwise you're not going to leave a good mark. And then you should get something like this. Then we're going to do the same for the other side. So just press this down like this, stretch this part out, bend it, and it will slot itself like that very easily. Now we are going to slot this tab into this slot and this tab into this slot. Again, very simple. Just push it very slowly inside, and remember, don't put too much pressure because sometimes you can fold the tab and that won't look very good. Also, it will be harder to make it go inside the slot. Now we're going to do the same for the opposite side. Just take one end, slowly push it in to our slot. Remember, if you put too much pressure, then you're going to fold the tab. So do it slowly, take your time, and you'll get a good slot like that. Now we fold this part down, and we do the same thing on the side. We take this part, make sure it's folded down, and slide it over that. And now you're going to slot this tab into this slot first, because then it will be easier to do it for the other side. Again, do it slowly, take your time, because we don't want the tabs folded. If the tabs fold themselves, it will become harder and harder to work with and put it in. Now same thing on this side, curve one part like this and just make it go like that, and it will come easily. And then we have to insert this part into this slot, and the body will be assembled. So we just apply a little pressure, and you have finished assembling the body of your elephant. Now you can put glue to secure it down, but the locking mechanism is made so well that you don't really have to, but I recommend you put it anyway if you want it to be nice and sturdy when we assemble it in the end. After assembling the body, we're going to attach the head of our elephant to the body. To do this, we're going to have to fold down these flaps here first. Again, I pre-creased it so it's easier for me to fold. We do it on this side also, and on this side. Now what we're going to have to do is slot these three tabs, 1, 2, 3, into these three slots, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to take that and start with the top of the head first. It's relatively harder compared to the other ones, so I recommend you do that first. Then we're going to push the sides in one by one very slowly, like that. Remember, the key is not applying too much pressure, but rather applying a lot of pressure over a lot of time, like that. Now we're going to do it for this side, and you have assembled the head onto the body. To make sure it's locked well, you can pull out this flap like this, and this flap can be partially pulled out like this, and the head flaps can just be pulled out partially like this, so they lock on. And that you have assembled the elephant, and we just have to add the ears now. Now this is completely optional, but if you want the head stuck on more firmly to the body, you can turn the model over and you can just stick these flaps down here with some glue, which will hold it well. So that way the head will be more firmly attached to the body. And now we are going to attach the ears of our elephant into the head. To do this, we're just going to take one ear and fold on this tab, fold on this tab. Remember, this side is the bottom, this side is the top. So we're just going to put it here in this slot. This is very easy because the slot has been made nice and big, so that it's easy to insert in. So we just press it for a while and push it out like this. Then we do the same for the other side. Just take that, fold on this tab, fold on this tab after that, and just stick it into the slot here. Remember, don't press too hard because the tab anyway is small and the slot is big, so you don't have to put too much pressure into it. So just adjust it so that there's a nice firm fit on it, and then push the ears outwards like this. It may take a few minutes to do, and then just like that you have finished assembling your elephant. Now we have finished making a papercraft elephant, but do you know what will make it an iconic Mysore Dasara parade elephant? A blanket and a headdress, of course. To make your own headdress and blanket, you're going to need your 75 GSM printer paper with the template printed on it and a cutter. It's just as simple as that. And in case you wanted a template for this design of the headdress and the blanket, I have given a link to it in the description below. Let's cut it out. Now, the first thing you're going to have to do is fold your blanket in thirds. To do this, we're going to take the blanket and turn it over. Then you're going to have to make two lines, which is where you're going to fold the blanket on. So we're just going to take one end and slowly, very slowly, bend it like this, and approximately at the line we're going to start pinching from one end to the other. Since this isn't a very big fold, we can just take one finger and slowly pinch, one finger to hold it in place like that. Then partially unfold it like this. Do the same for the side. Take it, curl it like this, and slowly bring it to where the line is like that. And when you're sure that that's where the line is, you're going to take one finger, hold it in place, and push this part down. Just keep pinching on it like that, and then you can just bring your finger to glide along the fold to make sure it's firm. Then partially unfold it and let it sit like that. Now we're going to glue our blanket onto the elephant. To do this, we're going to turn it over, take our glue and apply one straight line like this. Do this a few times, how many of the times you like. Then when you feel you've put enough, we are going to cap our glue and take an applicator like this one. It's very simple to make an applicator. All you need to take is a piece of paper and fold that up, and just like that start spreading. Then when you're done, you're going to take your applicator, put it aside. Then you're going to take the blanket, fold it slightly like this, then you're going to center it onto your elephant. Remember, puff the ears out so they don't come in the way of your blanket. Then when you're sure the blanket is centered, take it and just start pressing mildly. And you have successfully finished putting your blanket onto the elephant. And now we are going to affix our headdress onto the elephant. To do this, we're going to flip it over, take our glue and put some around the corners but not touching it. Then when we're done, we're going to take our glue and keep it aside. Then we're going to take our applicator, just start spreading the glue a bit so it covers all corners. And with that, you have finished making your Papercraft Mysore Dasara Elephant. And that is what your final model should look like. It looks great, doesn't it? I thought so too. Now, the great thing about Mysore Dasara elephants is that they are unique in every aspect. So you can use a different color of cardstock to change the skin color of the elephant. You can change the color of the blanket and headdress of the elephant. You can even change the design of the blanket and the headdress of the elephant. The possibilities are endless. And now we are coming to an end of this video where I'd like to wish you a very happy Dasara.